Hey guys, my name is Eoba, and we're going to be doing one of the Challenger Vod reviews for my winner of the guide giveaway. If you guys haven't already done so, please check in the links below for my Talon guide. It has completely everything for like runes and builds and other stuff that you guys need, essential stuff you need for Talon. And we're going to be doing a Vod review for a Talon main who is in a gold one game. What elo is this?
It's like around low plat.
Yeah, we're gonna be looking at a low plat game. And yeah. And anyways, just to advertise, Loki just straight up advertising. If you guys don't already know, if you have subscribed to me on Twitch, for 3 months plus resubscribers, you get access to my Talent Bible. And this is an example of the Talent Bible. It shows you from A to Z. There's currently 80 matchups, and I do have a Discord. Links down below for you to chat with me if there's any missing matchups if you're subscribed. And it shows the matchup, if it's pre-6, post-6, who wins the matchup, what rune to take, last stand versus coup de grace, secondary, domination, sorcery, or inspiration. For this, you take sorcery, nullifying, not nullifying, Nimbus Cloak, and Absolute Focus. I take into account the matchup and how Aatrox will regardlessly win despite whatever you build on him in the 1v1. What you start, Longsword versus Corrupting Pot. Q or W start, Q start of course, Boots, Ninja Tabis, Build Path, Tiamat, Duskblade, Cleaver, Styrax, Eon, and then the tips on laning phase. And you can either donate $20 USD for instant access, or you can support the stream past 3 months for a discounted 33% price. So you guys get to choose whether you want to get the access immediately or you want to continue supporting the stream while learning as well and get really cute Twitch emotes. But link to my stream is down below as well. And yeah. So guides, my Bible explains sub benefits I explained. So yeah, this is my second official VOD review. I do charge $20 USD for the first one. It's $25 USD for under 25 minutes. Over 25 minutes is 30 USD, and for 2 for 1 you can get for $40 USD. So this is essentially an example of what my VOD review would look like. So before we start, we got to look at the OPGG. So Composure, Gold 1. Ooh. Oh man. Looks like my win rate in one of my accounts. 2-0 KDA. I see that you're very 1 for 1, Mizoa. No? Hello? You there?
Yes, I am.
Yes, I am. Okay. Very 1 for 1. This used to be my KDA. I mean, I could have it. I do have a fresh account that shows me a completely different person, but in high elo, I don't know. There's some games where I do 1 for 1 where I feel like I'm kind of forced to because everything is just a map gap, man. The whole map is freaking outclassed. Like I will point it out and like, oh, nice. Beyond that, CS looks good, 6.3. You guys want to be aiming 7 to 8 per game. 187 CS per game is very good. You want to have CS relative to your laner, but always try to have like a really good CS lead. Win rate, not so much. I don't know why your win rate is 23%. I don't know. Maybe you trolled. Or this is kind of like your troll account. But usually, if you're okay, for win rates, I look at it as this. If it's under 50%, you aren't playing the champion enough to carry games. But I don't know if through Mizoa's perspective, if he's even trying, or if he's just like testing out stuff on this account, or maybe just bad teammates. Because trust me, there are bad teammates. But yeah, if it's under 50%, you need to work on your. I usually tell people to fix their micro. You can get climb any rank you can, or you can just get to challenger just by being good at the champion. Like I'm pretty sure before I've climbed to challenger back in season 5, I played like brain dead champs, Talon, Katarina. I just pushed in waves and just killed people in disregard of any like matchups or prios. But yeah. So anyways, look at the matchups. So first of all, whenever you play games, it's champ select. Champ selects or the team draft wins you games, right? It's just the law of league. Whatever you draft, if you draft an early game champ or early game team, you got to win the game early. If you draft an early game or late game team, you're going to win late game, right? And it's a problem with high elo, especially like junglers that don't understand that if you gank me once, like there could be two junglers in the game. But so looking at their comp, it's Mordekaiser versus Garen. I would say this is a matchup that favors Garen, just because the fact that he can silence and disengage. Kane versus Jax. I'm just assuming. I haven't watched your game yet, Mizoa, but the Jax had more presence than the Kane. Or
Oh
no?
yeah, he kind
Yeah.
of
Oh,
did.
he's MVP. Well, I'm just looking at it through champs wise, because Jax has a really good. What do you call it? Gank potential. He can just EQ or QE, right? Vice
Yep.
versa. There's Kane who does full clears. It's obvious he does like I think he does like raptors or wolves first, depending on which side of the map, and then he just full clears. But yeah. So Talon versus Victor. This is actually a. All right, let me pull up my. I don't need to pull up my Bible. I am the Bible. Okay. This matchup actually favors Talon, level 2, but at level 3, should he play it red, he should win. Because he could just place the W in him, or on him. He could place a W on him, and he could just like stun you, or not stun, just keep you in place. Xayah, Jinx Blitz, Xayah Pike. This is a skill matchup on both ends, but I'm not here to coach botline. I'm here to coach Miza, right? So runes. All right, runes. We're in the runes section, right? Yes, we're in the runes section. It is very important that you run the proper runes. Your runes essentially are what let's say they're what lifts up your not lifts up your champion. It's what makes your champion work in the game. That's how I would define runes. It's not because if you follow the same rune page, I always tell this in Twitch chat. If you always follow the same rune page in every game, you're bound to plateau out. It's like imagine yourself hitting like your head hitting on a tree. You're using the same runes. You're not adapting, right? Whereas if you use different runes, you are adapting to each game, and that's why pro players they don't have a set rune page. It's just an empty page, and then they make it as the game starts because it's different every game. So this matchup, it's most likely the Victor's run. I don't know why he's running Electrocute. My God, who the hell? What? What did this? What guide did this guy get into? But you're not supposed to run Electrocute. The meta right now is Phase Rush, and Barrier is of course standard. So Ignite is fine, but you have to Ignite post Barrier. Keyword post Barrier, because Barrier takes in the true damage, and it's not gonna do any damage if you Ignite. But yeah, what runes would I have gone this game? So we are looking at Garen, Jax, Victor, Xayah, Pike. They're very. Last stand you don't. Oh, you took last stand. Last stand you don't take here. Why do you not take last stand?
I don't really know.
They have Pike. So by the time you even try to, I know you're gonna get low HP too. It's too risky, man. It's too risky to take the risk of should like mid late game come. Did Pike execute you
Pretty sure he
in the
has a
game?
couple of times.
A couple of times. Yeah, then there you go. That would render this rune useless. So you should have taken coup de grace here. You actually should have taken coup de grace in the first place because it's Victor. If you're playing like really low with him, it's very hard because he has a Q shield and a barrier. So it's very hard to bait him with a defensive ability Q and the rune page, right? Or yeah, the the summoners that he took. But yeah, I would not have taken last stand in here. But Conqueror for sure. It is a 30-minute game. Conqueror. There's an argument between Electrocute and Conquer. Electrocute, if you don't get a kill the first back, it's not worth it. I will keep telling you guys this. Conquer and Electrocute are both good. Electrocute is bad if you don't get a kill first back, but should mid late game come, which happens in happens in all the elos really, which is why I think anybody below diamond or even like masters, you can take conqueror. I do alternate. I just mental boom in some games because there are some games where you just have to kill everybody to win games because nobody knows what they're doing, and you gotta get your aggression early with electrocute, which is essentially what it's for. So conquer triumph, yes. I don't know why I took tenacity here because you can just go mercs and you went split. Okay, but anyways, we'll talk about your build in game. But you always should take alacrity. Tenacity should be I don't know, a team comp. Let's make something up because the only CC I see is what are the CCs you see in this Champs League Mizo?
Axie, Victor W, Garen Silence, Pike
Yeah,
Stun,
yeah, and then I
Desire
mean
Root.
it's not. Is it that bad enough that you need to take uh, Legend Tenacity? I mean, I want your input in this, so that's the why we're in a call, right?
Yeah,
I mean, like,
but
aren't you better off just getting the extra attack speed? Because you could just get like mercs here. Because
yeah, I guess.
like if it like sorry I cut you off. Sorry, finish your sentence.
Oh, no, it's fine. I was just saying like, oh yeah, Alacrity does sound good because could help with fighting Garen and Jax.
Karen and yeah, for sure. I mean, of course you thought of that, but essentially it's there's not enough CC for you to take a whole rune because this thing you have with you the whole game you could just go mercs and it fixes that in game, which is why I always praise alacrity. It's very important you guys take alacrity because alacrity has won me so many 1v1s with the last auto attack to proc passive. It's let me last hit minions where I would have not last hit, so plus 8, I don't know how much a cannon is, 90 gold. The cannon that I would have missed, and it lets you stack Conqueror faster. Remember, every time you auto attack is 2 stacks for melees, guys. And you get a maximum of 10 stacks. So it gets you to your healing point a lot faster. But yeah, do not take tenacity in this. But just an example of a comp I would take tenacity would be AIDS comp. I don't know, Galio mid, Nunu, Nunu jungle. Who's top?
Malphite.
Shen top. Maybe I even Malphite full 80 team and 180. Very heavy, but I rarely take tenacity unless it's very necessary. But yeah, we talked about last stand. Now secondary. Mordekaiser. I you take into account the jungler. If this were a challenger game and everybody was even, I don't know, it's like freaking Charisma and against Stevens Jax on jungle. I know he miraculously plays jungle. You would have like, I would not take Taste Ravenous here because there's no prio mid between a Kayn and a Talon, right? So in my head, I'm thinking this is a hard matchup. He gets Qs with his shields, hard for me to kill. I mean, I'll still run Ignite. I'm Talon. I'll just roam and get the kills elsewhere. But you should have ran. There are 2 pages you could run here. There's the sorcery page, secondary, or the inspiration page. So the sorcery page is very helpful, but this Victor didn't take the rune I was expecting. I thought he would be taking the phase rush, right? You could go. I often take this in my games where if I can't sustain, you can go absolute and Nimbus Cloak. Nimbus Cloak is fine. You can use the movement speed defensively or offensively. It can help you land your W. It can what else does Nimbus Cloak do? It can help you land your ulti better if you need more movement speed with Ignite. You can it's a very good rune overall if you can't sustain in a fight. And by sustain I mean getting the heal from Taste and Ravenous Hunter. And the other rune page inspiration is Futures and Time Warp. The matchup isn't too bad that I need to take Biscuits. It's not like a Cassiopeia matchup. But essentially, Futures Market and Time Warp Tonic. Futures Market, essentially, Riot is stupid. They freaking nerf Talon. I don't know for what reason, but essentially lets you go in depth to buy Tiamat a lot faster, or go in depth to buy the boots to leave lane faster. So 2 of those things because he's running barrier. You cannot kill. You need to accept the fact that you cannot kill the lane. It's a barrier matchup. And Time Warp Tonic, if you watch any of my VODs, if you're running long sword refills, you have to be low, not low, you have to have, you can't have full HP compared to Corrupting Pot, because with Corrupting Pot you can use it freely and gain the movement speed, but refillables you have to use it when you have like less HP, and which I do go back to base with less HP, and sometimes I time warp tonic back to lane, and what I mean by that is that I use the movement speed from the rune to get back to lane faster. If it's like a cannon wave, or like I need to contest an objective, obviously you need that extra bit of movement speed. Everything you do to get an advantage is how you become challenger, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sorry, am I bored? I'm like talking so much. Anyways, so the matchup, Talon versus Victor. Talon actually wins this level 1 to 2. And yeah, let's see what Mizoa does in game. So runes, okay. But yeah, the first buy Mizoha in this game should have been Corrupting Pot. I did say that, right? Corrupting Pot?
Yeah, especially if I was gonna
Yeah.
run the time warp
Did you have
cage.
did you have struggle in lane, or
We invaded early, and then I blew
I
both of my sums, and
okay.
then
I will watch this.
yeah, you'll see. I started Q, and then just kind of got pushed in.
It's like not even highlighted. Composure. Okay, it's on you. So, should have been Corrupting Pot. It's a matchup that you don't kill, and you have no prio if Kane does full clears. Theoretically, you should have just frozen to your turret first. But anyways, I'm watching an invade. Invades are very. Oh, you guys lose invade. I don't know why you're invading. This is terrible invade. I'm gonna pause it. So if you look at the comp, it's Jax, Kane. If you guys hook someone, they'll get focused. But the minute they turn on you, what is Jack's passive? He gains more attack speed the more he autos. Garen has a silence. I don't know. This guy has an E. He can either go Q or E. Even like Smurf and even go W start. Everybody should be holding what they max at this point, or no, what they max out, what they start, because you don't know what's gonna happen, right? But invades could screw you up. I've screwed up many times, where I've started Q like to try and KS. Yes, I have to. I have to KS a kill to get that early lead, but I started Q into a Syndra matchup, so W would be the safer start here. You guys hook, Pike flash down. Oh, and that's when I would lose hair. Yeah, so the reason the kill is very important in Talent. I don't know if you flamed the Jinx, but hopefully you didn't.
Oh, I told her I would really appreciate that kill, considering I blew both of my sums.
Yeah, and I heard from you that the ball lane through the lead that you gave. I will lose hair if people freaking take kills from Talon early, because what you're doing is making them lose the game at level 1. This is why I ping people. I had a fight with one of my my league friends actually, and he deleted me after. He didn't know why he lost me the game, but essentially I Q started to try and like take the kill. Because what does an early kill do for Talon? It gets you an extra longsword. You can buy your Tiamat faster, and when you buy your Tiamat faster, you can roam easier. You can push in the waves. No lane interaction. You can get your boots. It makes everything easier. Higher kill pressure. Everything is so much better. You can gank the lane side, like side lanes. Yeah. Oh shoot, I should be sharing my screen, right? Yeah, I should do that. Give me a sec.
All right.
Turn on screen share. Share screen. Tell me if you see it. Sorry, that's why you're not on the same page as me. You seeing it?
Yeah, I see it now.
Yeah. You took a risk. I also made this mistake, and now you have. This is actually a terrible problem, Izoa. It's a terrible problem. What's your problem here?
Okay, well, I
Not
blew
not
both
not,
of
not
my
the jinx. Not the jinx. Let's disregard the jinx chaosing that with you taking the thing.
Oh no.
Do you see
But
your
yeah, I was gonna
problem?
say.
Like, what are your problems right now? Wait, I'm gonna just zoom in fast.
Alright, so there are actually a bunch of problems with this. I blew both of my sums into
Yeah. Oh wait, but
a
what is the
pretty hard
Victor
matchup.
doing? Did he wait? Oh, so he wait. Why did you recall?
No, I died, and
Oh, you
then
died. Oh, I wasn't
and
paying
then I
attention.
missed the
Okay,
wave.
okay. It's good that you're here. I sometimes forget what happens. Okay, well that sets you up behind. This is a terrible game. It's essentially he has a level 2 advantage. So if he were to play this right, his positioning is already terrible. He should not be this far away from you. You know how he should be positioned, right? He should be here. If
Yeah,
he's
you should
poking
be a
you
lot closer.
away, you should never be able to trade with him. You Q started. I don't know if he's paying attention. That's why vision is very important. And two, oh yeah, I didn't mention you guys should always put wards. The reason I always put wards in wolves and raptors, if you can, there are cases where you can't ward. This is a case where you can only ward up to here. This is because with a pike support, it's very risky to extend all the way up here to ward. What this ward does? Sorry, I'm jumping a lot. I completely missed this part. What this ward does is that it gives if this were a challenger jungler, it gives them vision of what pathing they're about to do. Every camp counts as four creeps. So if they tab, like one click tab, it's like 4 8 4 8. So say they see them, it's eight creeps. They come here. They know they did red in this camp, right? And so vision is very important early. And why it's very important early for Talon is that his power spike is level 2. And when you go for all-ins like that, you need to have like vision warded, right? And there's crazy junglers that will queue over wards to hide the fact that they're ganking. But we're not talking about that. So wards we covered. But yeah, back to your situation. He should not be. I'm not here to coach you. You should be playing very passive, which you are, and his positioning is just bad. He should actually be punishing you every time you go for last hits. Yeah. The better trade, Mizoham, is if he's queuing you, queue after. If that makes sense. Well, actually, no. Actually, I take that back. If he queues you, he would land a second auto. Wait, no, I correct myself. I guess a queues forward is fun. If you queue before or after he queues, you'll get out traded. The second Q empowered auto attack would go off. But essentially, your game plan here is to just freeze the lane. Ooh, yeah. You need to give up CS for that. He's running. You gotta keep in mind, he actually, since you're supposed to win early, he's actually supposed to win the lane even harder, which he's showing that with his rune page. Electrocute, Q auto E procs it, or QE auto procs it. Just 3 separate auto attacks and abilities, so you gotta keep your distance very early. Sorry, is this my camera is blocking my thing? Composure, where are you? Whatever, we'll just pan it like this. Yeah. Your goal is to just get level 2 safely. Try to take less trade. I mean, you ran longsword, which is very bad. You know how I said to take Futures, Time Warp, or Absolute Nimbus, right? Futures Time Warp would be dominating this by now.
Yeah.
It would have helped you in the laning phase if things go bad. That's why Inspiration is a very strong secondary. Goes to just farm. This is a problem with Longsword start into this matchup, and like I said, you should have gone Corrupting Pot in this, knowing that Kane will do full clears. It's why I say mid diff is jungle diff. I don't like playing Talon mid unless I'm duo with a jungler. Oh, okay. Yeah, just keeping your distance. Oh, missed your Q. Long cooldown. Often in matchups, if you guys wonder why I'm always even or even only like 5 CS down, it's that I risk a lot of my HP to farm, and that's because I just want to get as much CS to get my Tiamat. Alright. Kane is doing Scuttle. C times 2. It's hard. I don't know how to tell from this to check the gold amount. Alright, if this... Okay, what would be a challenger play here, Mizoa? Mid stacked. Jungler's going for... it's hard for him to gank you, actually. There's no synergy between Kane and Talon until he gets his form. And the form is either blue or red. Blue is even harder. There's no CC, but with red, you can actually knock people up. Let's see this fight. It's only he's out of mana. You guys should win this.
Yeah, that's what I considered.
Q auto E, proc, triumph HP back, fine, Blitz is here. Wow, he's Blitz is smurfing. Oh, I would be blessed to have this Blitz crank in my games. You know how many supports I have sit bot lane? Okay, double kill for you. Well played. What she'd be doing is... Actually, here's what you could do. You're actually fairly healthy. What would be a challenger play here?
I'm not too sure.
Hmm?
I'm not too sure.
You're not too sure? Well, he's gonna go for this wave, right? And he thinks you recalled. What do you think you could do before you recall? Any like I'm just gonna keep it like short. A challenger will make any small advantages. Whether it be gold, play, anything. What could you do here? You have blue. You'll probably be full by the time he gets back. Do you know?
If I could push in another wave
No.
and then back on the cannon, I don't know.
Yeah. The back of the cannon is right, but no. Essentially, this is what you would do. He's gonna go back to lane. Let me look at his gold. I play some Victor games actually. 21 CS. How much gold? Do you know how much gold you had here?
I don't think I remember.
21. How do I freaking show interface visibility? I have everything on. Okay, anyways. Let's just say he bought like another Doran. Oh, he bought a cloth. Disgusting player. He already countered you, dude. But anyways, here's what you could have done, okay? This is what a challenger would do. A challenger would wait in the bush. Victor's gonna come here, push the wave, probably lose some mana because he's trying to last hit. Then he's gonna go to mid wave. And then this is what you do. You go and put you E, because he thinks you back, you E. You don't Q auto. Why do you not Q auto here? Because if you Q auto, he'll just follow with a W, and you can't proc passive. Right? But if you E, then W Q auto, it basically makes you... He can't use his W to keep you in place, right? That's how someone would react. And so you would E, W Q auto, chunk him, maybe trade a bit with autos, then when he Ws, then you dip and E away. And you go and you recall here. The cannon wave should be there, and then now what happens when you do that, Mizoa?
Oh, he'll either be forced to back or stay in like
Yes.
a really terrible lane.
Yes. And Dragon is about to be up, right? So what that does is, one, you'll have an HP lead and an item lead. And you go back to lane with full HP. He's down an item, and you potentially could have an extra long sword. I don't know, boots to get pro faster. It's like you have an advantage over the Victor, and you have prio over on Dragon because you just did that, right? And I do this with top lane too. You stop people's backs. So you could do that. You didn't do that. You go back to lane. Tiamat Mobi, Tiamat boots. You actually, guys, when you buy Tiamat and boots, it's usually enough to get Oracle Lens, because usually that's when you go for roams.
Alright.
Yeah. So when you get boots, just buy oracles. Because right now you could be oraclesing. I don't know if that's a word. Oraclesing? Oraclesing. Alright, this is still fine. That'll be auto kick you auto. Ignite. Why'd you ignite there? I don't think you needed ignite. Unless he has flash. Or he pinged he has flash. Okay, not needed. You're dead. Okay. Why did you go Swifties? The minute I looked at your game, I saw this. The first thing I saw was the Swifties. Are you becoming
Yeah.
Square Desu 2.0?
Yep.
Square Desu 2.0?
Yeah, I was just trying the build.
Oh, you're trying. Alright, that's fine. Swifties is fine if it's. You should only be buying Swifties and Mobies if you can immediately buy Swifties, Mobies with Umbral Glaive. And that's why the Koreans are running it. Koreans run it because it gives you the maximum X amount of movement speed times times distance times vision clear. Do you know what I mean? It's like it multiplies. The more distance you cover with movement speed, with Umbral Glaive. There's a timer in Umbral Glaive when you can clear wards, but while you have oracles out, it only takes one auto attack to get rid of wards. And that's why you should only buy Swifties, Mobies with Umbral Glaive with one buy. So this is, I don't know. I wouldn't have gone Swifties this game. I actually would have gone. Let's look. 80 hybrid AP. Oh, sorry. I'm so tired. 80 hybrid AP 80 AP. It's mostly. I would have gone Tabis here. The tenacity you don't need. I explained there's not that much to see. Okay, blue team got dragon. I mean, the death there is very bad. I think that death cost you guys a dragon, right? So I think you shouldn't have ignited the Garen and maybe save it for a solo kill on level 6. You're about to turn 6 too. You need this kill. Roaming top is bad. Yeah, this game you would have been better off getting corrupting potion, man. Did you make any roams this game?
Pretty sure I just either I roamed or I fought with my team.
Ball lane's like really pushed in, or they're about to be pushed in.
I think Blitz roamed a lot, but I don't know. Mid game,
Yeah.
he kind of just got caught out a lot.
Herald's about to be up. You guys should be playing top side. I'm just trying to think of this through mid's perspective because there's too much thing going on. If I focus other lanes, I would just lose my. Oh, missed your second W. Quick Q kills. Is your R up? You. Dude, my camera is blocking my thing. It's like my camera's like faded. I can't even see your mana.
Pretty low.
How much mana is that? That's like 300. It's like 200 for a full combo, right?
Depending on what you max, if you only have like 1 point in Q or 1 point in W, then it's 185 for a full combo.
Nice. This is how you should be playing Talon, guys.
I think I wasted a flash or something.
You wasted a flash?
And then he wasted stopwatch.
Yeah, you don't need. Yeah, you wasted a flash. Try to keep your flash as much as you can. Whenever you are flashing, I always say on stream, right? If it's a stupid flash, if you're gonna die, just die. But if you're gonna die, get a dragon, get ball in. That's a play, right? You don't want to be flashing just to kill. You have to have meaning. Always ask yourself, why did you do this? Why did you push the wave? Why did you go long sword? Always ask yourself why. But I'm just gonna rewind this and just show you guys. When you are comboing with Talon, everything should be spread out. W, Q, auto. The key to being successful with Conqueror is that you always have to add auto attacks in your combos. So W, Q, auto. And then R should be last. You use R last because it's AoE and it heals you the most. So that's a well played W, Q, auto, R, auto, or E, or flash. Didn't need to flash there, but it's okay. A kill's a kill. Alright, see what you do. Why did you back here?
No mana, and I didn't know if Jax was gonna come mid.
Oh, no. I mean, well, you should. But what I would have done is you should. Okay, this is what you. This is what I would do. I always do this. Every time you make a play, you make another. You have to make multiple plays out of this. So, what most people will do is what you did is recall. But what you should have done is actually push in the wave. But be very careful. You have to W Tiamat. Do you know why I W and Tiamat in the middle? All of them are low. All of them are low and they surround the turret. Or I move myself, hopefully getting aggro from the minions around the turret. Do you know why I do that, Mizoa?
So that, like, it doesn't take, like, instead of being in the middle of the lane, you're gonna be closer to their turret, so then your minion just get there without having to fight their wave.
Fight their way. No, that's what. Well,
Or I don't know.
okay.
I don't know how to
Essentially,
word
it's
it.
auto resets. Do you know the auto resets?
Oh, you're talking about when you attack the turret.
Yeah.
Yeah, you use your Q to auto reset, and
Yeah.
then
So what you do here, this is what I would have done. Okay. So you guys got a double kill. You should have gone here, push the wave. Oh, not push the wave. W Tiamat should be enough. Or sorry, W auto Tiamat the back wave, and that sets these 6 for auto reset. So you auto crit Q auto crit Q auto crit Q auto. Right, you get it, right? But you should be hovering topside while you're doing this, because with this you are vulnerable to, as Mizowa said, Jax EQing you and then you die. But you being here leaves 2 choices. You know where Victor is gonna be, right? He's gonna be walking from lane. Where will Jax be? If Jax is here, you can E here. If Jax collapses here, you can still E here. I mean, you can just leap over the wall, but this is what I would have done, right? And that essentially would have given you, what is a per turret plate gold? 120 gold, right? Gives you an extra 120 gold. Gives you this few minions that you're probably going to miss, and it gives you CS and XP advantage. So any small advantage you can take is good. You guys should be playing for Herald.
pushed in the
Herald is up.
wave, but I didn't have any mana after that fight, so it would have been hard to push in the wave.
Hmm?
Oh
Pushing the
no,
wave
when I
for which?
recalled there, I had like no mana at all after that fight, so I didn't.
This fight?
No, like when Blitzcrank came in at the
Oh,
Raptors.
oh, that's your. Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
like
I think, I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. You could have gone in for one play at least.
maybe.
Yeah, maybe. But I mean, it's not that expensive. I don't think. I'm pretty sure you could have had mana to at least auto reset twice or thrice.
I think level 1
But
W cost
it
55
does.
mana.
Yeah. It doesn't really matter if you freeze and then stack the wave and then push in and then you guys do Herald, because Victor's wave clear is fairly low. Wow. Okay, how could you guys have played that better? Oh. I think if you immediately auto-clicked auto, it would have worked. We flashed. Okay, flash down, pushing the wave. This gets you Herald. Oh, I'm gonna lose my hair. Where did he Herald? I'm gonna lose my hair. Where did he Herald? Let me look at the map. That's when last time doesn't do anything. Okay, Kurigura 1, last time 0. I always do a tally on stream. Well, actually, I think you could have turned on that. We watch this. Ooh, I think. You actually. Wait, you actually could have doubled that.
Yeah, if I got out of the pike execute.
Yeah. I mean, you had Swifties. The hell? Did you get stunned? I'm gonna slow mo it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you E W auto crit Q auto. I know, I take it back. Pike is broken. You only fight a champ. Okay, next.
Yeah, I walked
You
like
yeah,
that
yeah,
because I
yeah,
wanted
yeah,
to
yeah.
get out of the execute.
If you got out of the execute, he ignited you. The Triumph would have healed less. That applies grievous wounds. So the X, there's a thing that, what's his name? Is it Davemon? There's apparently a trick where you don't even have to be right on the X. They do it on the tip or something. I don't know. You could not. I didn't think you could have outplayed that any better. But I will keep in mind. I don't know, but maybe if you want Tobbies, those extra few autos. I don't know. I don't
Probably,
know.
yeah.
Got a more. You could have lived with like 100 extra HP. Triumph back. Turn the pike. Maybe double. I don't know. In some miraculous world. Right. Yeah, you guys got Herald. Mord has Herald. I'm gonna lose Hair. I can't wait when he uses Herald. Yeah, you actually didn't roam this game. I am correct about the corrupt pot. You stayed so long in lane. You barely roamed. Okay. Okay. I think I'll do what you do and then what I would do. Let's see. Well, I didn't know her ulti was up. How many people don't ping? Did they ping their ultis?
No, nobody pinged
Platinum
anything.
ulti. Report your team, dude. Report. Nobody tells you. Remember, guys, knowledge is very important. I get really mad when people don't ping anything. Wait, I'm just so lost. Sorry. Actually, you could auto kick you to auto then dipped. There. Could have let auto kick you auto dip. Deal a bit more damage. Ooh. You're playing very passive here actually. Here's how I would have done it. Oh, wait, there's no vision in here?
No.
No? Okay, never mind, you played it right. Well, okay, here's what I would have done. With or without vision, I think. I don't know. You can just guess from how people are playing. Or kind of guess where they are. Because you saw them while you're eating, right? So, you could just go near the wall, E, R, auto kick your auto peg dead. That settles the R executes, W. I would focus the Victor first, the second switches. W auto kick your auto, dead. And then keep autoing these two. Try to auto in between them so you get the healing between those two. I mean, your combos are spread out. Any combo would have worked here. Your combo is fine. Oh my. Elo inflated champion. Okay. Okay. Where is it? Okay. Guys get dragon. Nice. Is this your second dragon? I think the first one they took, right?
Yeah, the first one they got.
You guys got 1-for-1 dragon. You guys got the herald. Where did the herald go?
They used the top.
Did he?
Yeah.
Why do this, man? Okay, I have to backseat game this more. Every time you want to use Herald when it's like right at 50% or even like a two plates at one shots. But essentially when you Herald like this, it uses so much time. You have to keep autoing, right? A good Herald would have executed this turret. On top of that, he should have already started walking. Before heralding, he knows Garen is bot. He should have just kept autoing this first, and then as he's autoing, then he heralds, then he pulls up, goes to the next minion wave, and then clears that so that he doesn't have to clear it for the next herald push. And then he can auto, and he probably could have gotten 2 turrets here, but instead he only got 1. So I don't know what you call this herald, the platinum herald, but this is actually a gold herald, cause I mean, look. relative to their scores. This was the first Herald, right? Actually, this Herald is fine. But he definitely should have. Sorry, you can jump in anytime as well.
Or
But do you, do
just
you, do
want to
you,
interrupt.
do you agree with the Herald? That is the way he should have played the Herald.
I think he could have whacked the turret first and then placed it when it
Yeah,
was low enough to execute.
yeah, you should be doing that a lot. This is why I take Heralds. I see it too many times, and even in Masters Elo, guys, people do this. Like your laner, it's 5 people bot. You know that your laner is not there to stop you from whacking your turret. Why? Why go for one turret when you can go for one and I don't know 3/4 quarters of the next turret, right? It just helps. And what this does essentially is have when the next herald should spawn, it sets you up for a top play. And with this top play, what can you do? You can potentially end the game through top side, right? Your whole team. If this were an LCS game, you could potentially end the game through top side because you have no turrets in base because of the herald calls. And I mean, with that herald, he should have done the same thing with this. Should you guys? Did you guys win the next herald? I don't know. I haven't watched it.
I forgot it. I don't know.
Okay, we'll watch. Nice. Yeah.
Alright.
So interesting game for sure. No point using. I mean, you could have used the bot. It doesn't matter. You could have used the bot to set up pressure for you to split push. 1, 2, and 2. I would have gone humans here. Why did you go Dustblade? Was it for the Xayah? I mean Xayah, it's already hard to even land an auto. If it were like a really good Xayah, they would only R if you Q in. It would only R if you Q in. So you should never be able to pull off an auto, and you're better off just getting Yumus. Yumus gives you movement speed, mobility. Essentially, Dustblade you should only build. I rarely build it. Only build it if they have no armor. Because what lethality... Okay, this is how I'm going to explain to you guys what lethality does. It ignores armor. So you do physical damage, auto attacks, W, R, Q. Any physical damage you inflict upon an enemy ignores flat amount of armor. So if you have 21... Wait, actually I don't know why the numbers are 21, 17. It's negating 17 armor. Okay, I don't know the math, but it essentially ignores the flat amount of armor. It's lethality... I believe it's lethality, percentage, which is cleaver, and then LDR is when it applies. I believe that's how it works. So lethality, so say 100 minus 17, which is 83, and then cleaver, what is it, 25% as well? I think it's 25%, so I don't know. 25%. Let's just put it to 80. 2, 4, 6, 8. 80, it's like... Oh, sorry, 25, 50, 75, 100. A quarter. So it'd be 60 armor. And then 60 times point... Assuming you should go LDR here. 60 times 0.35. That amount minus 60. Or 60 minus that amount. Is how you would calculate the damage. And the reason you go Yunus over this... How much armor does Seekers have? This is why Seekers... One item counters Talon, guys. Seekers has 30 armor. This only ignores 17 armor. So, you would rather get the Yumu's mobility, the active, and what else is there for it? And the flat movement out of game movement that you could have used to roam, rather than the Dustblade that you would never even do damage for because of the armor. It just wouldn't make sense. You won't do any damage. Just looking at his items, it would take, I can just guess, like 2 WQ autos and a full combo, right? Because you gotta keep in fact that there's a barrier, there's a Q shield. It's not worth it for you to go Dustblade. On top of that, the Xayah, if she were smart, you wouldn't be able to pull an auto off. So Yumi's here. Why Black Cleaver here? I guess it's because you're running Taste Ravenous. It's counterintuitive to go my build. It's just like a completely different game, but Essentially, you're going the bruiser build, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The bruiser build would have worked here. I guess it works. I mean, if you watch my guides, guys, the link is down below. It's the bruiser build is Tiamat, Dusk, Cleaver, Sterax, Death Dance. For a heavy 80 team, you want to run this because it, one, makes you tanky. Two, you should go late game. You can change it to Titanic Hydra, and your cleave auto will do based off your percentage HP, right? And three, they can't burst you. 80 champions, they can't burst you because of Sterax Sage. And on top of that, that burst damage, because of Death Dance, gets converted to ongoing damage. So like into Zed is very good. Or who else is an 80? I don't know, Pike maybe. But then Pike, Elo inflated, you just click R in one shot. So, but I mean, you have the Sterax HP for that. So my build, should it have been Future's Time Warp, it would have been Yumu's lower Dominic's Regard. There's not enough healing. No, this guy electrocute. There's not enough healing for you to actually go Mortal Reminder here, I would think, right? Yeah. There's not enough healing. Do you agree with me?
Yeah.
Unless, I don't know what this guy was running. Was he running Taste Ravenous secondary?
I don't
was he
know,
healing
actually.
one? I did. Let me check. There was.
I don't really build Mortal just for that.
This would vary, man, sir. Space Girl 999. Who the hell are you? What is this? Oh wait. Hey, you're against a Smurf. Oh, he ran Ravenous. That guy had like an 80% win rate.
Oh. Didn't play like it.
Oh, flame from Yuzoa.
Like early perma pushed the wave and had no mana.
Yeah, I think it's just the early was terrible for you, man.
Yeah.
I just lose my head when I get a terrible early start. I can't see my. Do you know what I mean, Mizo? My camera blocking the thing.
Yeah, it's blocking like the interface.
It's blocking the interface, yeah. So theoretically at this part, you should have. I would have gone Tabi's, would have had Yumi's, would have had a Lord Dominic's Regard. The rule with Cleaver is you should only build it post. It's not good to rush. The item pathing for it is very expensive unless you're behind. You can go Phage into Dusk, but you should have LDR or Mortal because it's cheaper build path and you build it through longswords. The thing with that is item pathing. It's very easy to path to say, I don't know, Edge of Night, should you change your mind, compared to Ruby Crystal and Longsword, right? Like, do you agree with me? With those two longswords that go into Last Whisper, you can change it to Serrated anytime. That's why it's very good to go Mortal Rush. I haven't given a scenario yet. What was the biggest throw in this game? What do you know? Wait, your Mordekaiser's AFK.
Yeah, Morton was AFK.
Your Herald should be set up. You should use the top. And you use the top because it's closer to Baron.
Let's kind of inted.
1 for Dragon.
Just through her lead.
I'm not even paying attention to your teammates. Mostly just paying attention to you. But it's really
That's fine.
Mistakes from your teammates. Just listen through it. Sorry guys, I just talk so much this game. Yeah, there's not. This is. You're actually making one of the very bad mistakes right now, Mizo. This is a very big problem, and you can see it in Challenger too. Grouping for absolutely no reason when there's no objectives. Who got Herald? I wasn't paying. Wait, Herald was nobody took Herald. Oh wait, never mind. I take it. I'm stupid. Jax has it. You guys lose Herald, so you actually okay. You clear this Herald. What would I do? You should just be splitting. The Victor's just getting solo CS XP here. Well, you're sharing XP between 3 people, and farm. And I'm pretty sure you're not getting most of the farm. Always match your lane. Oh, you backed at a bad time. Should be there for your team. Wait. Jax. They actually... Jax stole the dragon.
Yeah, we lost dragon there.
You should be there, man. So every time it's objective, I've talked to some like I don't know, ex pros academy. I don't know, jungler, and they said you should be there 30 seconds. 30 seconds before objective starts. You should be there. It takes time for you to set up the pit. 30 seconds, guys. You should have. You actually didn't even get Oracle lens this game. So remember boots with oracles. I mean, I got a pretty clear grasp of this game just by watching it. Oh, that is terrible. That's a minute. Just be glad if this were a high elo game. That's an instant Baron, but it's 1 minute till Baron. Every time you lose a fight, Mizawa, you should not be here. I don't care if my team pings me. You should not be here. What should you be doing?
Splitting.
Yeah, well, not splitting. You should be fixing the size. By fixing the size, I mean you should be pushing out the bots. Because say this were a different scenario, 30 seconds in the future, you guys got 4 people died. It's just you and the Kane, right? Or 3 people died, just you and the Kane. And that basically means it's Baron. You cannot contest it. I don't know if your jungler is freaking, I don't know. Quick jungler smites it out of nowhere. Keys over the wall and smites. I highly doubt that, but you should be fixing the waves every time your team misplays. It's very, very important. You guys lost the fight mid. They're gonna siege. You can't defend. It's a whole team versus you and the Kane, right? You need to learn to give up turrets. And so what I would have done, maybe, I usually risk these things, but I mean Talon can leap over walls, guys. He's pretty brain dead. Is to push this bot wave and have it so that the team can't advance with their lead. I always do this. That's why in some games I try so hard. I keep bringing my team back in the game where I should have just FF'd at 15, wasting time. You're just constantly slaying games, but this is how you guys should play the side. You should set up Baron. They have 2 dragons. You have 1. What they could do is contest for the next upcoming dragon and do. If they get that dragon, I call this this is what you call a double play, where you do dragon and then Baron. And what you do is you get your soul and your dragon buff, and that's a very bad. That's why do you remember Mizoa when I'm running spellbook? That's when I swap to smite. The 3rd dragon, and I've stolen dragons with smite too. That's when you want to swap. But I mean you're not playing spellbook, but investigating at how important that dragon is. If we're a high elo game, it's a double play. It's dragon, soul, Baron, and then the closest lane to the turret should be sieged or whatever wave is pushed. But that's the problem with like golds. People group a lot for no reason. You should be always. That's why when people ask me when do you split push with Talon, you should always be split pushing. And so. The comeback here would be to get that 2nd dragon to prevent the double play, yeah? Victor is what? I mean, you gotta lie, but I mean, I'm pretty sure the Tobbies would have helped you a lot in these scenarios. This is so terrible, man. This is like nobody is group. You die. Oh, that is terrible. That is a freaking Renduins. Renduins are even a Giant's belt back, dude. Oh, yeah, I shouldn't have died there. I try not to die and give shutdowns to... I try to give shutdowns to noobs. I don't know, maybe the Garen. Died of the Garen ulti. But give it to noobs, guys. They don't want the Jax. I mean, I don't even think he knows what he's doing, but it doesn't matter. I give it to somebody who doesn't know what he's doing. I had a GP in my game, go Luden Zeko, Leandres, and just ulted. Okay, they got Baron. instant reaction should be to go bot here. Yeah. So Zaya pike top. Nobody's bot. You saw Victor recall. Push out bot lane. Here's what a challenger play would be. I don't know why you haven't had oracles yet, but you could go oracles the lane, and maybe you could predict where they're gonna siege. Both lanes are fairly long. You would assume they would push top here, right? What did they siege here? Do you remember? I mean, actually, it's mid or top, to be honest. So what you could have done is oracles and hide in a bush. Why do you do that? Do you know what game plan I'm going for here?
But not really too sure what you're going for, but it could be like picking out somebody.
This is after you fix the waves, which is push out as many of the sides as you can before you reset. Because they got Baron, they're gonna siege your damn lane, but it can be bought. I guess it's fine that you're top, but I mean, I would have pushed that anyways, then pushed out the other wave. But there's either gonna be mid or top, because there's two turrets in here. The lane is too long here. And you guys have fairly good wave clear, Mord Q, Kane W, Talon W. There's also Jinx, switch Q form, exploding, I don't know what you call it, rockets, right? Theoretically, in a good condition game, they should not be able to siege. But they should siege. They're sieging mid turret. And this is why you oracles and go in a bush. Sorry, what were you saying again? I forgot. I accidentally cut you off. My bad.
Just talking about how you would probably go for a pick or.
Yeah, pick is one. There's actually a number 2 thing. That's why you go in a bush with oracles. I would probably do it here. Oracles here, and then go do it here. Do you know what I'm gonna do?
Really?
I would proxy the wave.
Oh.
Yeah. So when you proxy the wave, they can't siege your lane. And without a lane, there's no minions. And without minions, you don't do extra damage to turrets. And without all that, you can't siege. And with that, they have no Baron. Whatever leaf they got, they have no Baron. And if you want to be really annoying, I don't know, become NA faker, you go in their base, you proxy 2 waves. I don't know how 5-head you are, but this is what you want to do, right?
Seeing.
And now your team is inting.
That sounds good.
Yeah, so.
Considering, like,
yeah,
I'd be pushing away from the Baron buff.
Yeah. I mean, these guys are they're just, oh god, it's terrible. You could have proxied this in one, but it's okay. Alright, I would do this too if my team was... I wasn't paying attention too much on your teammates. But let's see what you could have prevented all this, Yuzo. Do you know what I mean? A single person could have prevented... you have 15 kills too. I wasn't even paying attention to your items. Don't go Death Dance here. What is the burst you're going... Whose burst are you trying to avoid?
I don't know, like Victor, Garen, Zaya.
She does damage per second. This guy doesn't even have his... He only has glacial upgrades. And he doesn't have Ludens. There's no burst. And Garen's R, I think, does true damage. There's no burst here. You don't need Death Dance. What do you think would have been better to get third item here? I mean, I know you're going my build. But I think you would have been better getting Yumi's. Rather than... Because with Yumi's, what does it do? One, post Jack's QE, you can get away from him. You can get away from W's. You can, right? The extra movement speed is going to help you with a Pike Pike E as well. And Garen chasing you down. I don't know, should he try to demaster you? Yeah. Well, it's unfortunate you didn't proxy the wave. That would have been a pretty good comeback. And then now they get 3 dragons. And the game is pretty much over here. The game was over, I think, when you didn't contest for this dragon, because you have bot lane is completely pushed. It's very hard for you guys to apply dominance in the bot lane with a losing bot lane, right? And so you just completely lose dragon, and that pretty much is guaranteed. What was the soul drake? It was it's a cloud drake, right? Yeah. Post ultimate, oh man, that is just over. These freaking 2 will run you down. It is just over. But that was one comeback. Actually, it wasn't even a comeback. You would have single-handedly saved you the game. But yeah, I questioned your death dance. I saw it earlier. Oh yeah, before you go death dance, this for you guys in my chat that are learning Talon. Always go Sterax first before death dance. Because Sterax, it puts him in a state where you gain like flat amount of HP, right? That's when you want to have the death dance right after that. You don't want to rush death dance. You should only be rushing. I usually rush death dance if my teammates feed enough that I have to chop up my build to get magic resist, and armor, so that I don't get bursted. And that's only for like burst people. We're talking like LeBlanc. I had a game earlier where I had fed LeBlanc, so I had to cut down. She was actually bursting me. She had Luden's Echo. And yeah, I don't know what the balling was, but there's like some circumstances where you can go death dance. Because the death dance is not needed here, like I explained to Mizo. Yeah. I mean, that pretty much settles it. Do you want me to keep watching, or do you want me to look for another scenario?
I think it's pretty doomed at this point.
Yeah, if this were my game, I would have just Mobies down mid lane. But anyways, yeah, negative gaming. But do you have any questions, Mizo? Guys, the game is just over. It's just, if games are like this, top's outclass, jungle's outclass, bot lane is definitely hard outclass. But yeah, do you want me to walk you through what you should have or could have done, or do you have
Like a
any
small
questions
recap.
first?
No,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
can do
really
like
have
a
any
small
questions.
recap of the video. But do you have any questions first before I recap? I remember everything. No questions. Do you agree with everything I said? You can argue with me, man.
I agree with things you said, and like you brought up a lot of good things that I didn't really think about, like the
Yeah.
proxying.
Yeah, like the small advantages that I told you to, right? So
Yeah, that where I could have eat
yeah,
over the wall and
so
chunked them.
yeah, so everything's good. So I can summarize the video.
Hmm.
All right, so let's go back. So runes, I did say, I predicted what happened from champ select, right? It was gonna be a struggle. You should have went futures time warp. Futures time warp essentially just makes you sustain a bit. Like there's a chance you could kill, but also lets you leave early because you can go in depth to buy TM and Mobies. You did not go oracles with boots. Those two synergize well. That's why in Korea they go Mobies. I've always been asking why do people do this? It's just such a good buy if you go Mobies, Swifties. Yeah, I mean I'm not saying you can't go Swifties. Swifties is 100 gold cheaper, but you can go Swifties, Mobies with oracles, synergize with Umbro Glaive. Um, what else is there for your runes? Oh, your coup de grace. I mean, by the time you're low means, oh, you're dead, man. There's a freaking pike. Yeah, and usually for range, you want to get coup de grace as well, because there's no chance for you to be getting that low enough to even be trying to outtrade them. But I mean, this guy was a smurf, but I didn't really think he played that well. I don't know. But yeah, runes. First buy, corrupting pot. Oh, your early lane was effed up, right? Early game is essential for Talon.
So bad.
There's some games where I don't ward because it's hard. It could be like a Blitzcrank Olaf, right? You don't want to ward for that. What's gonna happen?
I'm just gonna. Oh, Olaf's
if,
gonna run me down.
exactly, Olaf's just gonna run you down. So you don't want to ward for those. So yeah, early vision is essential. I think they had some terrible skirmish. The safer start there. I do make that mistake. If your team takes a kill, honestly, I don't know what to say. I lost a friend in league because I flamed him, but he didn't understand why. It's essentially he didn't want two junglers in the game. But anyways, he's gonna drop. I'm gonna climb. Anyways, that happened. Runes first spy. You should have went corrupting, laning. I mean, even with corrupting pot, if you took time up tonic, would have been even better, man. I saw that in lane you struggled, right?
Yeah, I
This
struggled a
matchup you
lot.
want to go corrupting, and corrupting influences the early game, or not influence. It's important for you to take corrupting, not just because the lane is bad, but because you don't win the matchup. On top of that, you have a full clearing jungler, so it's very bad. You're not even gonna get any kill. On top of that, he's running barrier and his Q. It's just the matchup is just bad. So corrupting start. Yeah, your build. I mean, I told you not to go this. You should have went Yuma's Lord Dominic's. Possibly even Edge of Night would have hard smurfed this game. Lord Yuma's Edge. The last item you could have gone is either Death Dance or Cleaver, but that's completely up to you. But I mean, you're running my Bruiser build. I'm glad you're following my stuff. This is a comp where it would actually work because there is 1, 2. This is hybrid, but 80 hybrid AP 80 80. Their team is heavily 80, and that's when you can go the Bruiser build, which is Tiamat, does Cleaver, stacks. And I'm saying this in order. This is in my Bible, by the way. Tiamat, does Cleaver, stacks, and either Death Dance. You can change Death Dance, Yumus, or Eon. You don't always have to run Death Dance. Always think before you do stuff. Dragons, you guys lost the first one. Got the Inferno. Oh my god, the Mordecai. The Mordekaiser's terrible Herald. Garen went there. I mean, his combos were fairly good. I don't have anything to say. Mizoa watches my stream. Mid game. Am I missing anything? I'm not, right? Dragon. Herald top. Dragon. They get Dragon, then you get Dragon. And yeah, the game is pretty much over at this point. With this, it sets them up for Soul Drake and the next Baron play, which is pretty much just game over. But yeah. So what I would have built this game. So completely, what I would have done is Tiamat, Yumus, Lord Dominic's Regard, Edge of Night, and well, I don't know. Maybe there is some burst with the Qs on Victor, and maybe tap Q from Pike. But otherwise, I don't really see any burst or anything like Q from the Garen. And Toby's for sure another mistake that he made. But then again, remember to always swap this to Oracles when you have boots. I gave you a scenario, right, Mizoa, to come back. Oh, sorry. There's like minor things like the turret. The turret, you could have gotten a bit more gold. Like any small advantages, guys. This, you didn't need a flash. We talked about that. You being here for no reason. You should be matching Victor. He's getting solo CS XP. You're one-thirding your CS XP. And the late game that you could have carried the game single-handedly was to hold an Oracles. Go here. Go through mid lane because you're either going to siege mid or top because those turrets are up. Go here once the next wave comes. Be really annoying, just proxy the wave. They have no minions and they can't siege the mid turret. And essentially, I don't know, my head's gonna hurt if I try to make a comeback. Your team is just bad, let them lose. Anyways. Yeah, do you have any questions? Any questions? Why certain things? Why LDR over Cleaver? No questions?
I don't really have any questions about that.
Hmm?
I don't have any questions.
You don't have any questions? Alright. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Mizoa, thank you for winning the contest. To those of you guys who were begging for the damn Vod review, I didn't give it to you. Yeah. But yeah, I do these Vod reviews. How long have we been in call for?
I'm not too sure.
An hour?
I can't really check it on PC, but probably an hour.
An hour? I'm sorry I took up your time, man. I mean, I hope this was helpful though.
Oh yeah, that was really helpful.
It's really helpful. All right. So I do these VOD reviews for $20 USD for now, for trial. 25 USD for under 25 minutes. Over 25 is 30 USD. You can do 2 for 40. So they're very in depth. I will check your runes, the most optimal runes. I take into account matchups, junglers, etc. It's very hard for me to focus in Mizoa because there were a lot of mistakes from other people, like I pointed out, the Mordekaiser Herald. But other than that, good luck in your games, guys. Make sure to subscribe to me on Twitch. Get that Talon Bible. Or even dono for it. Follow my socials underneath. My guides and links will be right below. And thanks for watching.